U.S. skier Lindsey Vonn promising to represent Americans at the Winter Olympics, but not every American.
How will it feel competing at an Olympic Games for a United States whose president is Donald Trump?
Well, I hope to represent the people of the United States, not the president. I don't think there are a lot of people currently in our government that do that.
Would you accept an invitation to the White House if you were to win Olympic gold in Pyeongchang?
Absolutely not, no. But I have to win to be invited, so. No, actually, I think every U.S. team member is invited, so no, I won't go.
But for you, it's definitely not?
No.
It's definitely not for Lindsey Vonn. Joining us now with her reaction, Fox News contributor Tomi Lahren. Tomi, thanks for joining us this morning. Okay, so I just want to turn on the Olympics, watch my team, watch my country go win gold. But preemptively, she's telling me, well, but I'm only in not in for President Trump. I'm just in for others, and I'm not going to the White House. What do you say to that?
Well, here's my question. What about the Americans who are Trump supporters that voted for President Donald Trump? Are we not Americans? Does she not want to represent us? I think that these athletes, boy, they just can't help themselves, can they? They have to get political, and they have to say things that not only disrespect the President of the United States, but disrespect so many Americans that are supporting the President, that are supporting their country. It's like patriotism is so foreign to them, they just can't.
Response?
Well, I think that there's some truth to that, but you can tell by Lindsey Vonn's response that she's pretty sure of her answer already, and she's not going to go to the White House. And she even said, yeah, I know maybe I shouldn't stick my nose in politics, but I still have a voice. I want to be heard. Again, this goes on Lindsey's shoulders there. She chose to make that statement, and I think that the Americans that are Trump supporters, we're going to feel a certain kind of way about that because she had to go and be political and disrespect our president like so many other athletes have done before her.
Now, speaking of other athletes disrespecting presidents, Tomi, let me ask you this. What many call America's quarterback, Tom Brady, right, of New England Patriots, looking again to another almost MVP season. Goodness, that guy can't be stopped. But we know that Tom Brady declined to go to the White House when invited by President Obama when the Patriots won the Super Bowl. So was that also a display, you think, of not being patriotic?
Well, for me, I wouldn't have made that decision, and I do think that that is disappointing. I mean, I think it would be hypocritical for me to sit here and say that some are allowed to disrespect President Obama. I can tell you, even though I was not an Obama supporter, if I was invited to the White House, I would have gone because that is a symbol of American pride. That's patriotism. That's your country. So whether it's President Obama, whether it's President Trump, or God forbid, if it would have been President Clinton, I think we still respect the office of the president. We respect the Americans that are around us who may not agree with us politically, but they're Americans nonetheless. And we represent our country.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Let's on to some millennial conversations here. It turns out, you know, there's been a lot of conversation about their disposition. Some people like to call them snowflakes. Well, a new survey by the British health insurance firm Aviva found that 72% of 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK believe that the term snowflake is unfairly applied, and it actually affects them negatively, their mental health. So not only do they need safe spaces, but if you tell them they're a snowflake, they need to be even safer.
I think I probably had a lot to do with that because that's one of the terms that I used a lot last election season and continue to use it. And I'm a millennial, and I can say to millennials that are offended by being called a snowflake, or God forbid, their mental health is in the balance because they're being called a snowflake. They need to understand this. Listen to me loud and clear. We need to get over the notion that the worst thing that can happen to us is our feelings are hurt or we're offended. The best way not to be offended by everything is to simply not be offended. Get over it. There are people in all corners of this globe that are dealing with real issues. And if the worst thing that's happening to you is that someone is calling you a snowflake and that's triggering you, my goodness, what a problem to have.
How in the world are we going to beat ISIS?
Toughen that self-esteem up,
How are we
right?
going to beat ISIS? All right, thank you for that, Tomi Lahren. We'll leave it right there.